So what can you do if the new person that you're dating is moving way too fast? Maybe you like this person, but they're just going too fast for the particular moment and you want to slow it down without screwing up the relationship because, of course, you like this person. What can you do? And this question actually came up twice this last week on my Manifest Your Man coaching program because these women are attracting guys, they're meeting these great guys. And what's phenomenal is these guys are wanting to move things over, but because these two particular women are seeing multiple men, they want things to slow down. And so there's two scenarios that I'll explain. The first scenario was this. This particular client was dating this guy and she's like, I like this guy and I want to hang out. But he was texting her every day and sometimes multiple times a day. And she's like, I like him. I'm just not that sold on him yet because there's a couple other guys that I'm in talks with. I'm busy, I'm working, and I don't want to say I don't want to hear from him. And so her question was, how do I tell him that I want to hear from him just less without it blowing up the connection? And she goes, I've done this before where I've completely said the wrong thing and it blew it up. Here's what's interesting. So much about having great relationships is simply about having the words to say in these moments, these pivotal moments that matter. And so today I'm going to share with you something called the reset method. And this is a method that I came up with for how to reset the relationship back to the pace that feels good to you without actually pushing the person away. And so these are the exact steps that I shared with the client. So reset is an acronym, and the R stands for reassure yourself that it's hard to screw up the right thing. The first thing you want to do is get yourself in a state of confidence and calm. And if you're worried that you might blow up the relationship, if you're worried that you speaking your needs of asking for what you want, that the person's going to get angry or reject you, or you might lose something that you want, that fear of loss is going to cause stress. The other person's going to pick up on that stress. They're going to interpret it a certain kind of way. Way better is to put yourself in a state of calm confidence by reassuring yourself, you know what? It's hard to screw up the right thing. And so even if you speak your needs and you can ask for exactly what you want, if this person is the right person for you, they're going to understand and the two of you are going to be able to work your way through it. So that's the R. The first R is reassure yourself. It's hard to screw up the right thing. The E is express what you like about him. It's really important that if he's going to get turned down, the volume and the place is going to slow down. It's super easy for that person to interpret that action as, well, this person doesn't like me. And so therefore, maybe I should protect myself. Maybe I should reject them. Maybe I should go and find somebody else. But if you reassure them that you are interested in them, it helps calm that fear that they have. So in this particular instance, this woman could say something like, hey, I really like you. I'm really interested in exploring where this thing might go. The S stands for speak your needs. And it's super important that you speak exactly what your needs are in this moment and that you're clear on what those are. So in this particular client's situation, I said, well, how many times a week would you love to hear from him? And she goes, well, I would love to hear from him 2 or 3 times a week, just not 2 or 3 times a day. And I said, okay, that's clear. How much do you want to hang out with him? She goes, I want to go on 1 date a week with him right now. And then if we start becoming more interested in one another, more committed, it can go from there. But at this moment, that's the pace that I would love. And I said, okay, it's super important that you speak that clearly to this guy so that he knows where you stand. The risk is you water down your needs. You don't really speak your needs because you're afraid that it might push the person away. And then they agree to your needs and it still doesn't meet the mark for you. So you want to speak your needs. So in this case, she opens up with what she likes about him, saying, hey, I really like you and I'm excited to see where this goes. And then she speaks her needs. Nuance to this step, use the word and when you start the sentence. So it would be, I like you, I want to see where this goes. And in order to really explore this relationship and give myself full permission to kind of lean in, I love to slow down the pace at which we're going right now. We're texting a few times a day. And what I would really love is with that space to communicate 2 or 3 times a week. And maybe we hang out once a week. And that pace would really feel good to me. Are you in for that? So that kind of request. If you say, I really like you and I'm excited to see where things go, but we're moving too fast and I want to slow things down, that but really erases the first compliment that you gave them, erases the real sentiment that you have that you're interested. Now, the next E is empathy and encouragement. is where you acknowledge that it might be tough news to receive, but you encourage them again that you guys are on the right track. So you can say something like, I know this might not be the news that you expected to hear or the news you want to hear, but I want you to know that I really do like you and I'm interested in seeing where this goes. And then the T is to thank that person. And so that's the reset method. It's beautiful. And so this woman implemented that method and she came back. She was like, oh my gosh, like it totally worked. He was totally fine with that. And now we've got the rhythm in the breathing room that feels good to her and she can feel herself relax and lean in. So let's now talk about the second scenario that came up. And this one's a bit more intense because this other client slept with this guy before she was ready. Now she really likes this guy and she wants things to keep going, but she was like, I can't believe I did that. There's just so much connection, so much chemistry. Like I never do that. And we totally slept together. And now I'm freaking out about what to do. And I feel like if I tell him I don't want to sleep with him until later, that's sort of bait and switch. It changes the game. Like I should have said that earlier. He's going to feel like I don't like him. And so we went through this exact same process with the reset method. So the first thing that she did was she took some deep breaths. She reassured herself that, look, it is hard to screw up the right thing. If this is the right guy for her, she can totally ask for what she wants and he will lean into that. So that's the E, and that's exactly what she did. She took some deep breaths. She was going to talk to him the next day. The second E is express what you like about him. So she called him and she goes, hey, I just want you to know I had the most amazing time with you the other night. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful and magical for me. And so that's the reassurance for him. Then the S is speak your needs, right? Speak your standards in this relationship. And she goes, and as much as I had an amazing time last night, that's something that I never do. And that's something that I reserve for someone with whom I'm in a committed relationship with, and we're not quite there yet. Maybe, and I'm hoping that that might be possible for us. But what I'd love to do is kind of take a step back and begin dating on a slower pace sexually with each other. Are you in for that? Would you be willing to respect that? And to her surprise, he totally leaned in that moment and said, I'm 100% on the same page with you. I totally respect that. I'm into that. I care about you. I want you to be 100% comfortable. And she took a deep breath and then she went through the last E and T, which was empathy and encouragement. She goes, thank you so much. I know this isn't the news you might want to hear, but I really appreciate you understanding. And I just want to say thank you. And the two of them went forward in their relationship and it became one of the best relationships this woman has ever had in her life. So if you're looking to slow things down or reset the energy to something that feels comfortable for you, use this reset method. Because here's the deal. The guy who is right for you is going to feel honored. He's going to feel respected and he's going to lean in and respect you enough to create something that feels good and feels comfortable. Now, if you would love support, if you would love coaching, if you would love a proven system to call in the love of your life, to manifest your man, I'm going to put a link below this video because once a month we open up enrollment for the class Manifest Your Man. It is powerful, it is amazing, and it works. And so if now is your time to call in the love of your life, I highly encourage you to click that link, check out that program, and maybe one day you and I could be working together live and in person. I would love that. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.